So Kelsey Mitchell obviously did her exit interview. Everyone's done their exit interviews with the Indiana Fever. Everyone has done them. And this exit interview has quite a few fans worried. In my opinion, I would not be worried when it comes to Kelsey Mitchell. Because if Kelsey Mitchell wants to be in Indiana, Kelsey Mitchell be in Indiana.
What happens when a team's championship dream dies in overtime, and then they wake up to find their roster has almost completely vanished? That is the reality for the Indiana Fever heading into 2026. Their incredible season came to a screeching halt in a Game 5 heartbreaker in the WNBA semifinals. And now, the focus shifts from the court to the front office. A massive league-wide issue is looming over every team, as ongoing negotiations for a new collective bargaining agreement mean that nearly every single veteran player across the WNBA will be a free agent.
This is the current 2025 Indiana Fever roster. Now, do I believe their roster will remain the same for the next coming months? No. Certain players will be leaving this basketball team, but I believe some big names is going to leave this team this year, and we're going to be very surprised who leaves.
This isn't just a roster shuffle. It's a complete reset. For the Fever, it means the team that was just minutes away from the finals technically doesn't exist anymore. As of right now, only 3 players are officially under contract for the 2026 season. Everyone else is a question mark. So, let's break down the entire situation, player by player, to figure out who might be wearing a Fever jersey in 2026. The first name, and the most obvious one, is Caitlin Clark. She's one of those 3 players with a guaranteed spot. She'll be entering the 3rd year of her rookie contract, a deal that will pay her a salary of $85,873. While she's regarded as one of the best and most popular players in the entire league, her 2025 season was a frustrating one. A series of different injuries limited her to just 13 games, a major blow to a team that relies so heavily on her talent. In the games she did play, she was spectacular, averaging 16.5 points, 5.0 rebounds, and a stunning 8.8 assists per contest. The Fever's front office will also have a decision to make regarding her future beyond 2026. They will need to pick up her rookie contract's team option for the 2027 season. That move would lock her in for another year with a guaranteed salary of $97,582. Given her status as a franchise cornerstone, picking up that option is likely the easiest decision they'll have to make all offseason. The second player locked in for 2026 is the team's anchor in the paint, Aaliyah Boston. She is another one of the foundational pieces for this team, and the Fever have already picked up her team option for the final year of her rookie contract. Unlike Clark, Boston had a healthy and dominant 2025 season, putting together one of the best performances of her entire career. She was so good, in fact, that she made a serious case to be named an All-WNBA player, a testament to her impact on both ends of the floor. Her season averages were impressive, putting up 15 points, grabbing 8.2 rebounds, and dishing out 3.7 assists per game. Her consistency and skill earned her a spot as an All-Star for the 3rd consecutive season, cementing her status as one of the league's elite bigs. Her offseason will be just as busy as her regular season. She's slated to play in the new, unrivaled league and will also be stepping in front of the camera, serving as a Big Ten analyst for NBC and Peacock. For her efforts in 2026, she is set to make $94,740 from the Fever on her guaranteed contract. The third and final player officially under contract is Mikayla Timpson. She was the team's 19th overall pick in the 2025 WNBA draft, and she managed to do what many rookies can't. She stuck on the roster for the entire season. Timpson's role on the team was a bit of a roller coaster. Her minutes fluctuated throughout the regular season as she adjusted to the pro level. However, when the playoffs began, an opportunity opened up. With Damiris Dantas sidelined due to being in the concussion protocol, Timpson was called upon to play a much bigger role, and she stepped up to the challenge. During the regular season, she averaged a modest 2.6 points and 1.8 rebounds in about 7 minutes per game. Like many young players, she won't be taking the offseason off. She's scheduled to play overseas in Turkey to continue honing her skills.
A lot of these women go overseas to play for more money. I believe they make more money overseas than they make over here. So I will be kind of reacting to different players going overseas that is playing for the Indiana Fever. Now, Mikayla Timpson is the first one to go. Now, we do know Kelsey Mitchell actually played overseas last year, and I believe she got hurt too going over there. She hurt her finger or something.
In 2026, she will be in the 2nd year of her rookie contract, earning a salary of $70,653. Now we move from the certainties to the maybes, and this is where things get complicated. After playing out all 4 years of her rookie contract with the Fever, Lexi Hull is heading into the 2026 league year as a restricted free agent. This is a very specific category. Only players who have exactly 4 years of service time are eligible for this status. For the Fever to retain their rights to her, they must extend what's called a restricted qualifying offer. If they do that, Hull can still communicate with and receive contract offers from other teams. However, the Fever get the final say. They have the right of first refusal, which means Indiana can match any offer sheet she signs with another team, and she would have to stay. It gives the home team a major advantage in negotiations. In 2025, Hull made $88,261 in the final year of her rookie deal. She proved her value to the team, especially late in the season. After Sophie Cunningham went down with an injury in August, Hull was elevated to a full-time starter and played a crucial role during their playoff push, even battling through a back injury to stay on the court. This season, she averaged 7.2 points and 4.3 rebounds, proving she's a tough and reliable wing player. Next up is the team's offensive engine and a finalist for the league's MVP award this season, Kelsey Mitchell. She is heading into the offseason as an unrestricted free agent, which on the surface means she could sign with any team she wants. However, the Fever have a powerful tool at their disposal, the core designation. Assuming the rules for core players don't change in the new collective bargaining agreement, the Fever can place the core tag on Mitchell. This would be the second and final time they're allowed to do so. Using the core tag would give Indiana exclusive negotiating rights with her. In exchange, they must offer her the supermax salary, the highest possible amount a player can earn. Mitchell was the heart of the Fever this season, especially when the team was hit with multiple injuries. She was a consistent scoring machine all year long, becoming the first player in the entire history of the Fever franchise to average over 20 points per game, finishing with an incredible 20.2 average. She played the 2025 season on a core qualifying offer, which paid her that supermax salary of $249,244. She also received a $20,000 time-off bonus from the team. Now, even if the Fever do core her, it's not an absolute guarantee she stays. It would still be possible for Mitchell to force a move if she really wanted to leave. We saw a similar situation play out before the 2025 season, when both Alyssa Thomas and Sadhu Sabali managed to orchestrate trades after being cored by their respective teams. However, all signs point to Mitchell wanting to stay in Indiana, as she has spoken very highly of head coach Stephanie White and her positive experience with the team this season. The Fever's roster also featured a unique story in Chloe Bibby, a 27-year-old rookie who was a mid-season addition. She first joined the team on a 7-day contract on July 25th. After impressing the coaching staff, the Fever signed her to a rest-of-season contract on August 1st. She was in and out of the rotation for about a month before her season came to an abrupt end when she injured her knee during pre-game warm-ups on August 22nd. In early September, she was officially ruled out for the remainder of the season. In the 9 games she played, she averaged 3.9 points and 1.2 rebounds. Because Bibby has fewer than 3 years of service in the league, she will be what is known as a reserve free agent. This status is very team-friendly. The Fever can extend Bibby a reserve qualifying offer, which is a 1-year, unprotected deal for the league minimum salary. If they make that offer, Bibby would not be able to negotiate with any other teams. She could try to negotiate with the Fever for a higher salary, but she would have no leverage from outside offers. One of the key veteran leaders on the team was Natasha Howard, a 12-year league veteran. She signed a 1-year maximum contract worth $214,466 for the 2025 season. She was a mainstay in the starting lineup, starting every single game for the Fever. However, her minutes often fluctuated depending on the opponent and the defensive matchups on the court. Playing alongside Aaliyah Boston in the front court, she averaged 11.4 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 1.5 assists. Her value went beyond the box score, as multiple players and coaches on the Fever have praised her veteran experience and leadership throughout the season. Now, she is an unrestricted free agent heading into the 2026 league year. Unlike with Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever cannot use the core designation on Howard, as she has already used up all of her eligible core years in her career. This means she is completely free to sign with any team, and the Fever will have to compete on the open market if they want to bring her back. Another key player facing an uncertain future is Sophie Cunningham. She originally came to the Fever through a trade after she had already signed a 1-year contract extension with the Phoenix Mercury for the 2025 season, a deal worth $100,000. Her first season in Indiana was unfortunately hampered by injuries. She dealt with an ankle injury at the beginning of the season, and then her year was cut short by a torn MCL suffered on August 17th, which knocked her out for the rest of the season and the playoffs. Despite the setbacks, she played in 30 games and made 13 starts, averaging 8.6 points and 3.5 rebounds. Like Howard, Cunningham is an unrestricted free agent heading into 2026, giving her the freedom to explore all of her options. The team's primary backup center, Damaris Dantas, is also at the end of her contract. She was in the second year of a 2-year deal with the Fever, and her salary for 2025 was $100,000. She served as the main backup to Aaliyah Boston for the past 2 years, providing valuable minutes off the bench. Unfortunately, her season ended on a sour note as she missed the entire playoff run because of a concussion she suffered on September 11th. She also missed a stretch of 6 games in late June and early July when she left the team to represent her home country of Brazil in the AmeriCup tournament. Dantas will be an unrestricted free agent this offseason, adding another name to the long list of players the Fever will need to make a decision on. The injury bug that plagued the Fever also hit their backcourt hard, creating uncertainty for Sydney Colson. She was brought in on a 1-year deal worth $90,000 to serve as a depth piece at point guard behind Caitlin Clark and to provide a veteran voice for a very young team. She even had a short stint as a starter when Clark was out with an injury. She later returned to her bench role after the team signed Ari McDonald. In total, she played in 30 games, starting 6 of them, before she suffered a devastating ACL tear on August 7th. That injury immediately ended her season. In her time on the court, she averaged 2.4 points and 2 assists. Colson will be an unrestricted free agent this offseason, but she also has a long road of ACL recovery ahead of her. That recovery timeline could potentially knock her out for most, if not all, of the 2026 WNBA season, which will certainly complicate her free agency. Ari McDonald had one of the most winding roads with the Fever this season. Her journey started with a hardship contract and ended with a rest-of-season deal. She originally signed with the team on an emergency hardship deal on June 1st, when both Clark and Cunningham were out with injuries. However, she had to be released after just 3 games on June 13th. This was because both Clark and Cunningham returned to action, and per league rules, the Fever were no longer eligible for an emergency hardship waiver. But the team liked what they saw, and they signed her back on a regular rest-of-season contract on June 25th, securing her spot for the remainder of 2025. Then, in another cruel twist of fate for the team, McDonald broke a bone in her right foot on August 7th, the same day as Colson's ACL tear, putting her out for the rest of the season as well. In the games she did play, she was a dynamic scorer, averaging 9.8 points and 2.4 rebounds. McDonald is now an unrestricted free agent heading into 2026. With all the injuries at the point guard position, the Fever had to bring in reinforcements, which led to the arrival of Odyssey Sims. She first signed with the team on a hardship waiver on August 10th, coming into a desperate situation with all of Indiana's top 3 point guards injured. She was immediately thrown into the fire and tasked with running offense. After a brief adjustment period, she started to shine in her role. She ended up averaging 10.4 points, 2.4 rebounds, and 3.8 assists, providing a steady hand when the team needed it most. According to her hoop stats, she made a total of $21,860 from the Fever for her late season efforts. Looking ahead, Sims will be an unrestricted free agent in 2026. The team wasn't done adding guards. Shea Petty was the second hardship signing for the Fever, joining the team on August 19th. She was brought in to give the Fever a backup point guard and another veteran presence in the locker room. Since signing, Petty has played rotational minutes for the Fever, averaging 5.1 points and 2.1 assists. For her contributions, Indiana paid Petty around $15,088 this season. Just like the other emergency signings, she will be an unrestricted free agent in 2026. The wave of injuries wasn't limited to the backcourt. Following Sophie Cunningham's season-ending injury, the Fever signed Ariel Powers on August 23rd to provide crucial backup depth at the wing position. She has been a part of the rotation ever since she arrived, averaging 7.4 points and 3.9 rebounds in her short time with the team. She earned $13,249 from the Fever this season and will also enter the offseason as an unrestricted free agent. Finally, there's the curious case of Bree Hall. She was the Fever's own 20th pick in the 2025 draft, but the team released her during training camp. She remained largely unsigned for most of the season, but she did sign a hardship contract with the Golden State Valkyries just before the Fever came calling. Indiana eventually signed her to their own hardship contract on September 1st, bringing the rookie back to the team that originally drafted her to provide depth for the final playoff push. So what does this all mean? It means the Indiana Fever, a team that was one overtime period away from playing for a WNBA championship, is facing a monumental offseason. With only Clark, Boston, and Timpson under contract, the front office has to essentially rebuild the entire supporting cast. They have a franchise player in Kelsey Mitchell they can likely keep with the core tag, and a key role player in Lexi Hull they have the right to match any offer for. But everyone else, from the veteran starters to the emergency signings who save their season, is free to walk. The new collective bargaining agreement hangs over every decision, potentially changing the salary cap, contract structures, and team-building rules. The future of the Indiana Fever will be decided not on the court, but in the negotiation rooms. What do you think the Fever should do? Who are the must-keep players? And who should they let go explore other options? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Fever's chaotic offseason, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest WNBA analysis and news. Your support helps us create more content just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.